Today's session is security. Security we covered in last session. We'll continue security. What we learned from last session? Security is means how can we control who sees what. What means data. Who means profiles. User types are profiles, right? What is profiles? Profiles are user types. A same profile can be given to multiple users. Profile is a collection of permissions. What is the other entity which is collection of permissions? Can somebody remember? What is a collection of permissions is profiles. What is any other entity? Did we discuss in the last class, which is a collection of permissions? Permission set. Permission set is also a collection of permission. Profile can be assigned only one to one user. Permission sets can be multiple permission sets can be assigned to a single user. The total permission of a user is the collection, addition of this profile and all the permission sets that he has. So if user 1 has profile 1 plus permission set 1 plus permission set 2, then this user has addition of all these permissions together. That's how we give permissions. What permissions we give in profiles and permission sets? We give object level security. That means what you can do on a table on your own records, wherein you are the record owner. That permissions is given in OLS. In profiles and permission set, we can also give FLS, that is field level security. That means what you can do on these columns on the record you own. Again, okay, this is profile and permission sets. Record level security is what you can do on records which you don't own, which is not your own. What can you do here? This is control using org wide defaults. Org wide defaults, not profile and permission sets. It is org wide defaults. Org wide defaults can be private. If I set org wide default for each object, every object will have org wide default. So account, contact, every object will have org wide default. If I set the org wide default to private, then on that object, non-owner cannot see anything. That record is not possible to be seen. If I set to read only, then owner can see, a non-owner can see, but cannot edit. If it is read write, then owner can see, a non-owner can see, non-owner can also edit, provided they can edit only when their profiles allow. If in the profile they do not have edit permission, they cannot edit. Clear? So this we discussed in the last class, right? So today we will discuss only these two scenarios. When OWD is set to private or read only, how to bypass this? That means how can a non-owner see records or edit records when the OWD is restricted? OWD is set to private. Let's consider the private situation. Read only also works the same, but anyway, let's think about private situation. So OWD is set to private, non-owners cannot see their records. How can now I make exceptions? Why do I need to make exceptions? There are several departments of my company who might need records to be seen. Even my security is set to private. Private Even if one person cannot see a records of others, I have to set the OWD to private, right? Because OWD is the only way in which I can do record level security. So now I have to open up my security or make exceptions to my security based on different people's requirements. So if there is a person who wants to see all records of that object, what can I do? I can directly on his profile or permission set, I can give view all permission or modify all permission if I want to allow them to edit also. System administrators have view all and modify all permission. That's why OWD is bypassed for them. It doesn't matter. They can see everybody's record. Any questions so far? Okay, but this is everybody's record I can see. How do I now give conditional bypass? First few records, not all records. Here, all records can be seen by admin. So this is not sharing. All conditional record is basically given access to using sharing. What are the different mechanisms of sharing? Let's discuss that. So today's topic is sharing. Sharing, the first way is manual sharing. Who can do manual sharing? Only the owner of the record can do that. How can we do that? Using a sharing button. We'll see this. Just remember this. I can add a user using sharing button, and I can also give him the access. I can give him read permission. I can give him read write permission. Second is team sharing. 3 objects of Salesforce. One is called account, one is opportunity, one is case. These 3 standard objects of Salesforce has something called team sharing. So you can define your team, and if you define a team, default team, you define a default team, then what happens that all the people whom you have defined as a team based on their sharing settings, you can add that to any account, opportunity, and case, and immediately these people will get access. This is also done by owners. Team related list. There is a related list called team. So we'll see this also. Okay. So these 2 are done by owners. Case by case basis. That means they will go to their record, which record they want to share. On that record, they can either do manual sharing. Manual sharing is applicable for every object, even for account, opportunity, and case. Custom objects, every object. Team sharing is only applicable for 3 objects. Any questions so far? Okay, but these both are basically owners have to do manually, right? Now we will come to automatic sharing. What if I want to do automatic sharing of record to people? That means some people will get access to those records based on some conditions, predefined conditions. Okay, the first requirement is my boss should always see my records. Yeah, possible. In an organization, always your boss should see what you are working on, right? Sometimes you are sick, at that time your boss might take care of those records, right? So that is called role hierarchy. Role hierarchy I can set in an organization. If I set a role hierarchy, what happens? I will define roles like CEO on top, then VP sales, VP service, underneath that sales manager USA, sales manager India, under him sales executive Kolkata, sales executive Mumbai. Sorry, this will sales executive New York, sales executive Los Angeles, Here, sales executive India, sales executive Kolkata, sales executive Mumbai, right? This is how a role hierarchy will be set up in organization. Like this role is given to user 1, user 2, user 3. This role has been given to user 4, user 5, user 6. So these people have some records they own. These people will have some records they own. User 1, user 2, and user 3's records will be seen by this person who is the sales manager of, this can be two people, user 7, user 8. So both these guys can see all the records owned by these three people and these three people. Any questions so far? I hope you are understanding everything. No questions means you are understanding everything. Please remember that people who have the same role will not see each other's record. So user 1 will not see user 2's record or user 3's record. Okay, these people cannot see each other's record. These people will also be not able to see each other's record. But their boss will be able to see all of their records. These people cannot even see these people's record. They are on the same level. People on the same level cannot see each other's records. On the people on the top hierarchy will see lower people's record. This guy can see all of these records, his records, his records, and his records, and his records, because he is on top of everybody. This guy can see all these everybody's record as well as this hierarchy also, because he is the CEO. He's the top man of the role hierarchy. So role hierarchy is an automatic way of sharing records to boss. Every organization will have a role hierarchy usually, and that's how your manager will automatically see your records, even if the OWD is set to private. If there is no role hierarchy, your boss cannot see your records, right? Then you have to manually share again to your boss, which is cumbersome, difficult. I might be working on thousands of records, right? So this is one way of automatic sharing. The fourth way of sharing again is automatic sharing, is sharing rule. What is sharing rule? Sharing rule can be of two types. One, ownership based. Sharing rule can be criteria based. What is ownership based? Ownership based means in a role, I can choose role, all records who is owned by this role or a user group, I can share to a role or a group of users. Criteria based sharing is means a field value, like all accounts where the billing city is New York needs to be shared to this private user group. Please remember, we talked about role hierarchy, right? Just a while ago, role 1, role 2, role 3. These are like a hierarchy, right? Here, automatically, this is vertical sharing, which is happening. Your records is getting shared top way. If you need to share your records horizontally, then you will use sharing rules. Like role 2's record you want to show to role 3, then you will use sharing records. Sharing rule, right? So this is vertical sharing, which we did in number 3. Horizontal sharing we are doing using sharing rule, which is number 4. I want somebody to now tell me all these 4 one by one again. Anybody give me all these 4 ways of sharing?
Team sharing.
Team sharing, okay. Team sharing is applicable for which objects?
users,
Team sharing is applicable for which objects?
Team related list.
Hmm?
Owner.
Team sharing. Let's go back to team sharing. This is team sharing.
Hmm.
Account,
Oh,
opportunity,
account.
and case object only. Team sharing is not possible for all objects. Okay. First way of sharing is manual sharing. Manually, you share to some people, and we'll see this right now. So, manual sharing, team sharing. Then what? What are the other two?
Automatic sharing.
No, automatic sharing. What are the two ways of automatic sharing?
Role hierarchy and sharing rule.
That's correct. Role hierarchy and sharing rule. What is the job of role hierarchy?
Hmm.
To share your records to your boss,
Hmm.
right? And what is the job of a sharing rule? To share records
Owner
to not your boss. Simple.
boss, huh?
है ना? If he's a boss, then he will share using record sharing rule. Sorry, if you're not a boss, then sharing rule. If he's a boss, then role hierarchy. Simple. Not complicated, right?
Yes.
Okay. Apart from this, there can be situations also, these four, wherein you do not know whom to share the record. How can that be possible? I do not know whom to share. It is possible. This is the number 5. Let's think about a situation. I have created a user lookup field on account object. This lookup field is called account co-owner. Okay, this is a user lookup field. I can select any user there. My requirement is whoever I select on that lookup field should automatically start seeing the account record, because OWD is set to private, so nobody else can see. Owner can only see that record, right? But I want the co-owner should also be able to see that record automatically, because he's the co-owner on that account. So I cannot use role hierarchy, because the owner may or may not be my boss, right? I cannot use sharing rule, because I can select anybody, right? I don't know whom to share. Sharing rule would need a set of users to be shared, but I can select anybody. All users in this organization can be selected here in this field. Okay, so sharing rule cannot be utilized. Role hierarchy cannot be utilized. Manually, I can share, but I want automatic sharing. Team sharing can be done, but I need automatic sharing. Automatic sharing, this is the 5th way of sharing. That is called Apex managed sharing. Okay, this can be done using flow or code. Code means trigger. What is flow? We'll discuss later. Still, we will discuss. So automation, we have to write some logic to do sharing. Okay. This is logic driven sharing, logic based sharing. When there is a logic based sharing required, then Apex managed sharing. Then we have to write some code or a flow. Flow is also a way in which you don't have to write code, but still you can put some logic. Flow we will cover later. Don't worry about it. A little advanced topic. This one is advanced. Now I will discuss some other methods of sharing. You just remember the names. It will not come in your exam. It is advanced topics of sharing, but you should be aware of it. Just be aware of it. Don't worry, you don't have to learn this. 6th is territory management. It is also a hierarchy of territories. How it works, you don't have to worry about it right now. That means USA, sorry, it can be like different states of India, Maharashtra, then West Bengal, then this is the territory India. So you can share based on territory also. Automatic sharing. Just like role hierarchy, territory management is another hierarchy of sharing. Don't have to remember how it works. It is just for knowledge. Then there is territory management. Then there is a programmatic sharing, right? No, it's like programmed page. If you write some programmed page, then you can also share things, right? Any questions so far? These two only, just remember it. Now we will see all this. We will see the first four today. 5, 6, and 7 is advanced topics. 5 you will learn later. But first 4 we will see. First is manual sharing, right? Everybody remembers it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see this in action. Everybody understands why in sharing is needed, or completely going top of your head? First, let's see once again the sharing settings. You see, this is what we discussed last class, right? OWD, organization wide defaults. Every object will have a org defined defaults. If it is set to public read write, then there is no security. If it is set to private, then there is a high level security. Let me change opportunity into private. Before that, I will see first the workbench. These guys, anybody did some data loading? Anybody tried some data loading? Loading account contacts? Without practice, you will forget everything. I can assure you, right? And you have to go back and check the objects again. Okay. I will first go and do a query. What is this language? We'll discuss later. It is very easy. You don't have to learn anything right now. Just remember which object we want to talk about. Opportunity object, right? This is the opportunity object. I will do a count first. Query. How many opportunities are there in this org? 31 opportunities are there, right? How can I check that? If I go to opportunity record, opportunity is in sales app. So here is the opportunity. If I go and change it to all opportunities, there are 31 opportunities, right? Exactly, that is what Workbench is also telling me. Workbench is also showing my 31 opportunities. Now, every object will have a share object. So let's see what is the count in the share object, opportunity share object. This is the object through which Salesforce makes sure or tracks the sharing that is happening. Right now, the opportunity, if I go back, I have not saved it. The opportunity is right now is in public read write. That means there is no sharing happening. There is no security. So Salesforce is not tracking sharing at all. Sharing is not done. Sharing is not required because everybody can see everybody's record, right? There's no need for it. But these are the 4 fields. If I query, there is no record, right? No records. Just remember, there is in opportunity, there is 31 records. In opportunity share, none of the records needs any tracking, but Salesforce keeps tracking using this object. It will be functional only when we'll set this opportunity to private or read only. Then only the sharing is required, otherwise it's not required. So I will now make it private. You see, it will take some time to do calculations. Okay, but is background happening anyway, but we'll check whether these are available now. You see, now 31 records has been created in this opportunity share object because Salesforce is now tracking it. Now see, let's see which opportunity it is. Instead of opportunity ID, I will put .name. User group, I will remove it and put name. .name. When I do that, I have to select the allow relationships and then go back to query. Now you see this opportunity is shared to this person. Why? Because he's the owner and it has all permission. So you see every opportunity Salesforce is now tracking in this object, and it is saying that this guy Animesh Banerjee has access to this opportunity because he's the owner and he has all permissions. Any questions so far till now, guys? So now I will take only one opportunity. Let's go to one of the opportunity. Maybe GenPoint SLA, one opportunity. I will take the ID from top and I will paste the opportunity ID here. I query. Then I will only have one record, right? Now I will track this opportunity only and we'll see what is happening. So right now, the opportunity share object only has one record, which is created by Salesforce, and it is tracking this user. Again, it is gone. I will take the name and I will give the name. This is easier to read. Yeah. So GenPoint SLA is shared to Animesh Banerjee because he is the owner and he has all permissions. And Salesforce has already given that access to that person. All access is tracked using this record. Now I will see what is happening to this record. I am on GenPoint. If you go here and you see there is a sharing button. This is manual sharing, number 1. Now I will give access to integration user. This is the another user which is there. And this time I will give only read-only access to this person. I can also give read-write access, but let's give only read-only access. You see, this is, if I do an edit, I will see that Animesh Banerjee has all access because I am the owner. See, I am the owner. Now I have created a record share object. If I go back to sharing, I have 2 users now. One has all access because he's the owner, and the integration user has read-only access. Now let's see in Workbench what is happening, how Salesforce is tracking it. See, 2 records has now been created. One for Animesh Banerjee, who is the record owner, and one is manual sharing. Right? Row cause, very important. This is the way in which Salesforce will keep track that this sharing has happened because of what, or this access has been given because of what, and what kind of access is given. Only read access, right? Not edit access. Okay, so first way is done. So let's see the related list. I don't see anything called teams, right? We saw the team sharing is done using related list, right? So let's see the team sharing. For enabling team sharing, I have to go to I have to do it enabling of team first. So if I go opportunity team setting, you have to go there and enable team sharing. You have to switch it on. When you do, you have to add this related list to all the layouts. Okay. Now, if I go back and I do a refresh, you see opportunity teams is now available to me. Okay. Now let's use add opportunity team members. Again, this time I have a set of roles. I can change this. This is not role hierarchy roles. Okay. This is just a team role. So I say that I also have a account manager. I am working on a team, but and this is the person who works with me. And this time I am using integration user again, because I only have 2 users in this org. This time I am giving him a read write permission. Save. So I have a team member I have added here. I have given him the role, which role he's working with me, and what kind of access I will give to this record. Let's see and see this workbench once again. Do a query. See, integration user already got manual sharing access. Now he has also got a team sharing with edit permission. So in the integration user, if he logs into Salesforce, what can he do in GenPoint? Anybody wants to get? Does he get read access or does he get edit access?
Sir, read.
No. He already has edit access. Edit access already has read access, right? You cannot do an edit without a read. So if you have read write access, then you already have higher access through a different mechanism. So the record has opened up to you. So now you can do whatever you want to do, provided your profile allows it. If your profile has edit access, then only you will be able to edit, otherwise not. Yeah.
Okay.
So integration user, if his profile allows edit, then he can go and edit this record, because he now has the access of editing, right? Clear? So these are 2 manual ways of sharing, right? Team sharing and manual sharing, right? This is done by owners. See, I am the record owner and I am doing this sharing. Now, what is the automatic sharing? Let's go and set up some automatic sharing. Before we go and do let's go to role first. You see, set up roles. Here is set up roles. Here's, you see, COE, and there is some set of roles already given to people. You can create your own role. Okay. So what happens is that if you go and create a user, you see there are 2 users already in this application. On Image Banerjee integration user, I can edit on Image Banerjee and I can give him CEO role, that is me. I can edit integration user and I can give him a CFO role. If I do a CFO role, what happens then? If you go to role hierarchy, you see CFO is below CEO. That means all records owned by integration user will be now available to the CEO. Who is CEO? I am the CEO on Image Banerjee. So all his record I can see now. Clear? Another thing is important to note, that you can stop role hierarchy for custom objects only. If you do a edit, you see grant access using hierarchies is, you cannot change this. Every role hierarchy will always be applicable for all standard objects. But if you are creating a new custom object, you can uncheck this. If you uncheck this, then role hierarchy will not be functional on that object. Okay. You can stop role hierarchy sharing. Role hierarchy sharing is not tracked using this object. share object. Okay, some things to remember, because if I go this is implicit child, this is a different thing. This is basically the hierarchy sharing that is happening because of this is implicit sharing. We'll discuss this a little later. This is happening due to role hierarchy. Why I am getting this? Because the account might be owned by Animesh Banerjee. So the child opportunity is also I am able to see it. Yeah, this is implicit sharing. Anyway, fourth is sharing rule. This is again tracked here in this table. How do I see that? I will go and create sharing rule. Before that, I want to create a collection of users. We talked about how can a collection of users be created. That is, it is called public group. You see, public group. This is a collection of users. A public group, I am naming it myPG. Public group can have individual users. Like I can select these two people. It can have roles. I can select any roles inside it. And it can also have other public groups inside it. Okay. So I am creating a simple public group with 2 users. And I save it. Why? We'll see that later. Where is this used? It's just a collection of users that I can use for sharing rules. Here's sharing settings. In sharing settings, down below, after the role OWD settings, every object will have a sharing rule. We were into opportunity, right? So let's create a sharing rule. Sharing rule can be of 2 types: ownership based, criteria based. If I choose criteria based, I can select any field in opportunity record and I can equate it to, and then I can share it to other people. Like maybe the stage is equal to something, closed one. If that is the sharing rule, I want to give to administrator, something of that sort, or some lead managers or executives. I can share it based on the criteria. But if it is based on ownership, who is owning that record, then I can choose the owners based on these 3 roles, public groups. So I can choose any role, like if I want CEO roles to be shared in CFO, because these 2 are on the same level, they cannot see each other's record. I can do that. I can also choose the public group, which I just directly created, right? My public group. Let's use this. And I am sharing also to a role hierarchy or a public group. Let's see, select my public group also, right? And let's give read only. That's fine. So what happens when what my public group sharing to my public group means? That means all the users of that public group, I will extract records owned by all these users of that my public group, and I will share to all the users of my public group. That means all the records which is owned by Animesh Banerjee will be shared to the other user of that public group, that is integration user. All the records which is owned by integration user will be shared to Animesh Banerjee, because I am the other user, right, on that public group. There are only 2 users in that group. Now let's go and check this once again. Yeah, you see, now it is a rule. So this opportunity got shared automatically using the sharing rule to my public group. And it has a read access. My public group has 2 users, Animesh Banerjee and integration users. Again, getting tracked using the same record. If I want to do programmatic sharing, I can also do Apex Managed sharing using a code wherein I can directly insert my own record into this object. Then automatically share will happen. I can directly insert using code. I can also insert using flows. We will discuss how flows and everything work. That is in process automation, that is coming in future sessions. Till then, that is important for us to understand the sharing still now. So these 4 areas of sharing that we covered today: manual sharing, team sharing, role hierarchy sharing, and sharing rule sharing. This is the ways in which you can bypass OWD. So if OWD is in private, the other people who are not able to see your records can now start seeing your records. All this sharing is only important if the OWD is set to private or read only. If it is set to read write, then no sharing is needed, right? Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Cool. Today's session is over. Have a nice weekend.